In this video, we're going to learn how to use our radicals in order to do operations, specifically addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So we're going to start with adding and subtracting first. So they can be added or subtracted as long as the insides are the same. So we're going to think of these as like terms. So for example, 5a and 2a would make 7a. So we know that these are like terms because they have the same variable with the same exponent. So here I have AB and AB. So these are like terms, which means I can add the coefficients. So 5 plus 6 is 11. And then we copy what's considered the variable, so square root of AB. Let's try another one. So 2x, so we can put these together. 12 minus 3 is 9, so it's 9 square root of 2x. Sometimes, though, they're not going to be in simplest form. They're not going to be like terms, so we need to simplify them first. So let's go back to what we learned in the last video about simplifying roots. So we're going to divide this by prime numbers. So let's do 7 first. All right, that doesn't work. So now we're going to try 5. That doesn't work. Well, let's try 3. That does work. So we got 3 and 4. And then, let's see. That does not work. So now we'll try 2. So we got 2 and 2. All right, so we got 4. And then 3, 2, and 2. It's a square root, so I'm looking for 2 copies. So here we go. So that's going to come outside as 2 to the 1. Okay. Now this is in simplest form, so that's ready to go. This one is not in simplest form because it's not a prime number underneath. So let's try divide by 7. That doesn't work. Let's try divide by 5. That does not work. Let's try divide by 3. That does work. So we have 3 and 9, and we keep going with 9. There we go. So 3 and 3. So now I'm at all prime numbers, so I can simplify my radical. And again, it's a square root, so I'm looking for 2 copies. So outside it's going to be 3 to the 1, and inside it's going to be 3. All right. So now I'm ready to put this all together. So 4 times 2 to the 1 is 8. And then that's square root of 3. This was already simplified. And then this 3 to the 1 is just 3. Now notice they all have square root of 3, which means now they're like terms. So I can just put them together. So 8 plus 6 is 14, minus 3 is 11. All right, so now let's move on to multiplying. So when we multiply, you can only multiply things that are similar. So you can only multiply coefficients together and radicands, which is the number underneath, together. Otherwise, you would just put them next to each other, which you'll see in a second. So here, I'm going to multiply my coefficients, which are 2 and 6. And then I'm going to multiply my radicands together, which are 9 and 3. All right, so 2 times 6 is 12. 9 times 3 is 27, and then we need to simplify this radical. Let's see, so 27 divided by 7, no. 27 divided by 5, no. 27 divided by 3, yes. All right, 9 divided by 3, yes, so 3 and 3. All right, so we have 12 outside, 3 3s on the inside, square root, so I'm looking for a group of 2. All right, so I'm going to bring one group of 3 outside. So it's 12 times 3 to the 1 with a 3 inside. 12 times 3 to the 1 is 36. And then we leave that square root of 3 as it is. All right, let's try one last example that's a little bit harder. So I have 2 terms times 2 terms. It might be easier here if I use the box method, so that I can organize and make sure I'm multiplying times everything. All right, so 6 times 2 is 12. 6 and 9 we can't multiply because it's under a square root, so we're just going to write them next to each other. All right, 2 2 times square root of 3. Again, we can't multiply 2 and 3 because this is a coefficient, this is a radicand, so I'm just going to write them next to each other. And then these are both radicands, so we can multiply those together, so that'd be the square root of 27. So this is going to be 12 plus 6 square root 9 plus 2 square root 3 plus square root of 27. And now we need to simplify. So this 9 doesn't work, doesn't work, does work. So 3 and 3. All right, this 3 is fully simplified, so we don't need to simplify this radical. It's already simplified, but we do need to simplify 27. Nope. Nope. Yes. So 3 and 9. Yes, so 3 and 3. So now I'm ready to fully simplify everything. So we have 12 plus, all right, so one group of 3's is going to come outside, and there's nothing left over, so that square root goes away. All right, here I have one group of 3 that's going to come outside, and then inside I still have one leftover 3. All right, so now we have 12 plus 6 times 3 to the 1 is 18. These are now like terms, so I can put them together. So 2 plus 3 is 5. And now I just need to add 12 and 18, which is 30.